Hi DIY besties! Today I'll be showing you how I made these super easy Lily and Gerbera flowers with pipe cleaners. Subscribe to my channel for more aesthetic DIYs. To make the pipe cleaner lily, I use 6.5 pipe cleaners for the petals, and I use pink, but you can use whatever color you prefer. 2 green pipe cleaners for the leaves, green floral tape, 1 stick for the stem, DIY stamen strings, a hot glue gun and a scissor. I start off by forming the petals, and I take a pink pipe cleaner, fold it in half. Then I fold it again in the middle. I take a second pipe cleaner and slide it horizontally through the middle. To make sure that the pipe cleaner is placed in the middle, I take both ends and see if they are the same length, and I pull the strings up. Then I twist the horizontal piece once around the center so it locks in place. Now I bend both ends of the piece down and around the 4 vertical lines to form a long oval shape. This will become the outline of the petal. I take one end and I wrap it around the base to hold it all together, and I make sure that all strings are wrapped around tightly. Then I use my fingers to gently curve the petal outward to give it a shape. You want to repeat this process so that you will have 6 petals in total. Now for the leaves, I take 2 green pipe cleaners. I place them together and I fold them both in half. Once I've done that, I separate them and hook them together. And twist to secure. Bend the 2 sides down and shape and wrap the outer piece just like we did for the petals. I create a soft arc with my fingers for a natural curve. To finalize the leaves, I take a few DIY stamen strings. I also cut off a small piece from a pink pipe cleaner that has the same color as the petals. I place it in the middle of the stamen strings and twist it around. With one string, I wrap it around the stamen so it will look like this. Stamen are secured tightly and stand up straight. Now I take my stick for the stem and also the floral tape. I use the tape to wrap it around the stamen and the stick so they are tightly secured. Next, it's time to take out the hot glue gun and attach the petals around it to form the lily flower. I carefully apply hot glue along the stick and attach the petal onto it. Repeat the process until all 6 petals are glued onto the stick, and you will see how the lily flower comes to life. Now to cover the pipe cleaners that are on the stick, I use green tape and wrapped it around. Once I have it covered, which is around 10 centimeters, I started to add glue along the stick again to attach the leaves. And then I continue to wrap the green tape around the green pipe cleaner until it's covered. I wrapped around 2 to 3 centimeters with the green tape when everything is fully covered, and I added my second leaf. Once I glued it on with hot glue, I continued to use the green tape and to wrap it around the stick to have the green pipe cleaner covered, and continue to wrap it until I reach the end of the stick. I cut off the tape at the bottom of the stick and the lily flower is complete. For the Gerbera flower, I use 9 pink pipe cleaners, a yellow pipe cleaner, a light yellow peachy pipe cleaner, 1 green pipe cleaner, and of course you will also need a stick, a hot glue gun, a scissor and green floral tape. To make the petal, I take one pink pipe cleaner, fold it in half and then cut it off in the middle. I take one end and fold it into the center to form a loop. I twist to secure its form. I take the other end and bend it into the middle to form another loop. Twist it to secure. You will end up with soft heart-shaped petal with two rounded lobes. I repeated this process 16 times so that I have 16 petals in total. Moving on to make the flower center, I grabbed the peachy yellow pipe cleaner and the stick, and I wrapped the pipe cleaner tightly around the stick to create a spring-like coil. I will later use hot glue gun to glue both ends together. But first I will take my other yellow pipe cleaner and form a spiral. I take one end and tightly roll it so it looks like a tiny cinnamon roll. Once the flat spiral is around 2 to 3 centimeters, I take the tail and I pull it through the center and down to form a dome shape. Now it's time to glue everything together. I take the spring-like coil that I just created earlier and I applied hot glue on both ends and stick it together to have this circle. Then I take the flat spiral and apply hot glue gun around the corner. I take the yellow peach spiral ring and I put it onto the yellow flat spiral. Once the center is done, it's time to assemble the flower. I go with my fingers through each petal to form a slight arch. I take a pink petal and I apply hot glue on the tip. I take the yellow center and I stick the petal carefully on the back so it looks like this. I repeat this process so that I will end up with 8 petals evenly sticked around the yellow center with hot glue. Once I sticked all the 8 petals around, there should be no gap, and I gently formed the petals around the center to get a nice flower shape. To give the flower more volume, I add a second layer of petals. I take my hot glue gun and apply it onto the petals. This time I place it slightly lower underneath the first row to make the bloom full and rounded. This is how it looks like when 2 layers of petals have been applied. Then I take the green pipe cleaner and I start to form small loops on one end by twisting, and I repeat this process so that I will end up with around 7 small loops, all very close together. Once all 7 loops have been created, it should look something like this. This green base belongs to the bottom of the flower, and we will attach some hot glue on the Gerbera flower at the bottom, then take the green base and stick it onto the bottom of the flower. Now apply on the yellow pipe cleaner strand at the bottom of the flower some hot glue and attach the stick onto it. For the final step, take the green floral tape and wrap it around the stick. Start at the top so to ensure that the yellow pipe cleaner is fully covered, and wrap your way around until the very end of the stick. Cut off the tape once you reach the bottom, and the Gerbera pipe cleaner flower is done. Here are the finished results of the pipe cleaner lily and the Gerbera flower. They look super cute as gifts or as desk decor, and surprisingly were super quick and easy to make. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you want more tutorials like these, don't forget to like and subscribe.